Colleges across the U.S. have been announcing plans to either reopen or remain closed for the fall 2020 semester, and UF is no different. In today's video, I'm unpacking UF's tentative reopening plan, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today we are unpacking UF's tentative reopening plan for the fall. The reason I decided to film this video was because I saw a lot of comments on UF's initial post on Facebook about it being too long for people to read and all this other stuff. I'm sure there was some sarcasm behind that or something, but I figured I would go through, since I make videos about UF and life and college in general, I figured I would go through and kind of read through it with you guys from a student perspective. I've read this about 6 times because I really just kind of want to know. I have a lot of things writing on me being back at school in the fall, and obviously I don't want to be back unless it's going to be completely safe. But again, we don't know what could happen. This virus has literally changed everything, and nothing will ever be the same. So I've gone through and highlighted some of the things that stuck out to me, so I'm gonna put a screen recording up so you guys can see where I'm looking and what I've highlighted. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you is that obviously this plan is not intended to address every question that students, faculty, staff, and families will have, nor does it provide all the details on the hundreds of issues and decisions that will continue to be made as we approach the fall semester. So obviously they had to put that disclaimer in there because it could change. Again, it is tentative. Next, okay, so now they're saying components of a healthy campus and community environment. They're saying that remote learning options will be available to most students. Colleges and departments will determine the best mode of delivery for a particular course. Face covering and physical distancing requirements, so we will be wearing masks in the fall. Student groups, including sororities and fraternities that wish to reopen in the fall, must submit plans to maintain health and safety. On-campus residence halls will be open for fall without an option for triple occupancy. Residence halls will also offer enhanced cleaning protocols, added training for staff, and a modified visitation policy to limit guests. So that probably means that we might not be able to have guests over. I'm not sure, but all students will undergo a screening assessment for COVID-19 risk factors as they return to campus. So I'm assuming that's going to be a survey of some sort saying, have you traveled outside of the state of Florida? Have you been in contact with anybody who has had COVID, etc.? Questions like that. At-risk students will receive medical triage and COVID-19 testing. Alright, next, academic program delivery. UF delivers instruction through face-to-face, hybrid, and online means, and is a national leader in online and hybrid instruction/delivery. Another thing they say is that efforts are being made to enable return to campus after Thanksgiving break to be optional for as many students as possible. That's a good plan. Alright, so now UF reopening plan. Let's see. We expect that most undergraduate students who would prefer to take most or all of their courses remotely would be able to arrange a schedule to do so. Interesting. Hand sanitizers and sanitizing stations are widely and generously deployed across campus facilities, and employees and students are instructed in their use through UF's robust communication strategy. Then they'll be cleaning the classrooms and all facilities with CDC approved protocols. They're also planning on conducting a comprehensive survey of UF students, faculty, and staff to assess perception of behaviors related to COVID-19. And then they're saying student groups that wish to reopen in the fall are required to develop and submit a plan that demonstrates a shared sense of ownership in maintaining a healthy campus and community. For on-campus housing, the one significant change is the 111 rooms that normally house 3 students will only house 2. And then, okay, more about the modified guest policy. So they're going to have a marketing campaign to encourage healthy practices and instructions on room cleaning, a modified guest and visitation policy to limit guests within the residence halls, a continued emphasis on cleaning protocols with a focus on high-touch surface, and necessary training for staff. If a student tests positive for COVID, They will be quarantined to one of several sites identified for the purposes of isolating the student for at least 14 days. And they will be provided with food, sundries, counseling, and other services as needed. So then they say each sorority or fraternity is required to submit a plan that addresses how the active chapter, advisors, and relevant housing corporation or similar entity will promote a healthy environment. Interesting. All right, so their current plan, now we're on their current plan for student testing. Screening questionnaire for all students developed by UF Health. Testing for all symptomatic students. Testing for all students in clinical settings, which means they have contact with patients. Testing for all students in research settings who have contact with human subjects and cannot practice physical distancing. And then students arriving from states listed in any then applicable emergency order from Florida's governor, executive order, or internationally must either quarantine at their own expense for 14 days or be tested and cleared free of charge. So there's an appendix at the end of this where it shows how the testing will be. Contact tracing and surveillance. Online screening questionnaire to determine if they have symptoms. They will be asked if they've had close contact who has had symptoms or who has been diagnosed with the infection. Because some people can be infected with COVID-19 and have no symptoms, nasal swab testing for COVID-19 is available through UF Health. Academic program delivery. Faculty will be encouraged to design each course syllabus to enable students not to return to campus after Thanksgiving break if they do not wish to do so. Interesting. All right. So UF return to campus employee journey map. So this is basically kind of a guideline for employees returning to campus, which I believe based on this they're going to be using for students as well, minus the HR part. So basically conduct a screening through UF Health, employee selects options, schedule online, request call to schedule, opt out with symptoms or opt out with no symptoms. So if you opt out with no symptoms, then it ends the process. There's no testing. Done. Again, this is just a draft and how one person perceives it. I hope this has been helpful to anyone who might be wondering what's going to happen in the fall. I will, if I have to, I'll do an updated video if UF releases a new plan, if there's anything different. Alright, so that about wraps up today's video. I hope this video was insightful and kind of gave a little bit more information about UF's reopening plan. I think they're presenting this to the governor's board this week, so we should hear more soon upon approval or denial or changes or whatever. So with that being said, stay safe and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.